Okay, let's talk about why you should make a content series. If you are posting on Instagram and you're not sure what to post, every day it kind of feels like, well, I could say this, but I have this content and I posted this last week. Should I continue something like you have all of these questions, and by the time you know it, you are so overwhelmed to the point of not posting at all. And analysis paralysis is real. When you are constantly analyzing what you're doing, it stops you from taking action altogether. And I want to help you get out of that by doing a couple things. Number one, creating a content series, and number two, creating consistent content formats. So, a content series is almost like this episodic series playlist. It's a continuation of videos that are almost, they're supposed to look like they're filmed in continuity. So if you are someone that is really good at, I don't know, you're a gym junkie, you work out 5 times a week, and you have like, you do upper body, lower body, a split set, you're doing a 5 miles, I don't know, but you have the things that you do every day for your workout or consistently for your workout. If I'm someone that's following you because I'm inspired by your healthy lifestyle and I want to be more active and consistent in the gym, then you telling me that I should go to the gym doesn't really do much for me actually going to the gym. But you showing me, hey, here's what I do on arm days when I'm tired. Hey, here's what I do arm days during my luteal phase. Hey, here's how I work out my chest. Here's how I work out my abs when I feel sick in the morning. These very specific ways that you're speaking to a problem while also addressing everyday humanity helps people really laser in onto the content. So if you want to create a gym playlist of what to work out during your luteal phase, ooh, I am locked in, okay? Because there are so many times I have talked myself out of going to the gym when I'm in my luteal phase because I deserve rest. But if I can see someone else display how they overcome luteal emotions or feelings of grogginess, but they're still able to, you know, pump some sweat, it motivates me not just by action but by direction because I can see exactly what you're doing and model that behavior. Many of you as like content creators, you're watching me post on YouTube every day and you're modeling that behavior, not because I'm telling you to do it, but because I'm actually doing it right now. Okay? So understand that showing yourself doing the thing and talking about the thing is going to be 10 times more motivational, educational, inspirational, all the things. Okay? So, how do you create your content series and why would people want to follow you for it? A content series should start with the end in mind. So when people come to Bali, any of my Bali masterminds or the Life Leap content boot camps, what we do is we actually help people film 20 to 30 episodes of a series. And the first thing that ask them is, what do you want to launch? Like what's the end result? Is it a retreat? Is it a coaching program? Is it a course? Because yes, you should serve, but when people realize you are that girl, they're going to want to go deeper. The goal of content creation is not so that every single person that finds you pays you. Most won't. 90% of people that consume your content for free will not spend a dime with you, and that is okay. If you have a problem with that, you are not ready to build a brand online, and you might not be successful to the degree that you want success. So much of online entrepreneurship and success and personal development and growth is operating from a place of generosity without it being hyper strategic. Generosity is the best business practice because you have to live it. People have to feel your genuine joy and abundance of information for what it is that you want to help people with, that you would talk about it and give out that information for free. Now, people can pay for deeper levels of access. People can pay for deeper levels of personalization. People can pay for deeper levels of community. Okay, like that is what is behind the paywall. But the basic surface level stuff, you should be willing and you should desire to like want to help the everyday person, of course, with boundaries. Like, this is not saying you need to answer every DM. Most DMs I don't answer. Like, that's my DMs are off for 5 years. Before that, I answered every single DM. Then I turned them off for 5 years. Now they're back on, and If I get 100 DMs a day, I answer two. It just is what it is. I'm giving out so much freely, people shouldn't expect anything more than that. The only people that get access to me in DMs, they are private clients or they're in my community. That's it. Everyone else, it's like, oh, if I feel like it. But beyond that, my public service is all this free content. So there should be nothing more that you need from me because the link is in the bio, in the description, or on these YouTube videos. Okay. All right. So it's either a cow or something that looks like a cow. Another thing about content series, I always use analogies like Netflix and Apple TV and all these types of shows that we watch. If The Office came out with another season, and this is, let's say they were still in their prime and they were shooting episodes in real time, we would not be upset if another season came out. Some shows have like an expiration date. We would not be upset about The Office releasing another season. I hear they're doing a reboot. I don't want it. But the original OG Office, not the UK version, but Steve Carell, we would love that. So understand that people want more of the good stuff. They want more of what they already enjoy. So you trying to, I don't know, uh, reinvent the wheel every single time can be exhausting. So let's talk about number two, the content formats. If you go through my Instagram, you will see 3 to 4 very specific and consistent content formats. Number one is talking head. It's, random 1 minute video where I feel motivated to share a message. I'm just going to pick up the camera. It's on a tripod or it's in my hand, and I'm just going to share the message. And there are no edits. I put the captions and I upload it. It's raw, it's real, it's direct. It's it's like this. There needs to be a version of that on your page so people can cut through the noise and get a direct feeling of who you are at your core. I think what's nice about this practice of even showing up on YouTube without editing my mistakes, my many fumbles. If you've watched any number of videos, I'm sure you're like, is that just ADHD or is there something else behind all of that? Okay, I make a lot of mistakes when I talk, and it doesn't stop me from still showing up. And I leave it in to show my humanity and to show and encourage other people that perfection is not required for the pursuit. You just got to keep going. And another format that I have is written format. So I will screenshot my top performing threads. If you're on Twitter or if you're on Threads, if you're on Blue Sky Social, something like that, Truth Social, whatever, any written format, you can just screenshot those, bring it into Canva, slap a pretty background, and boom, it's ready to post. That is probably my easiest to create. So talking head video, I don't know, maybe that takes me 2 or 3 takes. I put on the captions. Let's say from conception to publish, that takes 10 minutes. I try not to do too much. With threads, now this one might require 3 to 5 days because I have to see what is performing well. But now I'm at a place where I've put, yeah, probably, do I have a threads count? Because I know I've posted, well, what I'm curious is if I have reached the 1,000 mark. And they don't show you how many times you've posted. I'm almost at 100,000 followers on Thread, y'all. I've been growing a ton there. Probably 50,000 followers this year, which is crazy because it took me 2 years to get to 30K. So yeah, it's just really cool. Anyways, so if I'm posting, let's say 500, yeah, because let's do the math. Wait, not that math, but this math. If I'm posting on average, let's say 7 times a day. Ah, the average, yeah, okay. Well over 1,000 posts per month. So that said, that's a lot of tests. It's close to 1,500 posts per month. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. It's a lot of output. So I'm scheduling 25 at a time. I've talked about this in the past on a previous video. Look up the one where I talk about my current social media strategy. But you can schedule 25 at a time on Threads natively, or you can use apps like Hootsuite, Later, Metricool. Those also allow you to, yeah, schedule on multiple platforms. And that just reminded me of a note that I need to make to myself. Mm, in video for today. 12. Good job, Flo. I love when I remember stuff that I forgot before. Okay, so you can do that. Now, because I have so much data, at any given moment, I can pull at least 10. I used to do 20. I'm still trying to decide how much is too much per carousel, but I'll screenshot 10 to 15 of the top performing posts from that month, bring it into Canva, slap a pretty background on that bad boy, and then upload it. That is probably taking closer to 15 to 20 minutes. Again, we're still staying under half an hour. Another format I have is, I don't know if you want to call this, well, it's, well, I want to call it random, but it could also be called kind of like real life. So it's whatever's happening, and usually it involves clients. I'm starting to bring more of my clients on my page. And in the past, I think, yeah, and this is like, there was a period where I didn't show my face much. I was just posting my words, and I was like trying to have boundaries, and I didn't want to be seen, and I didn't feel like being on camera. So it's okay if you go through seasons of not being sure how much of yourself you want to show up with. But lately, I mean, this last 2 years, I've really enjoyed the clients that I've been working with. I mean, I always enjoy my clients, but I think the last 2 years, I think it's because of my ADHD diagnosis. I've been more in my body and in my spirit. And so I've been able to be more of myself since my ADHD diagnosis. So it allows me to attract more clients who are just like me or that are like neurodivergent, ADHD, or who understand my struggles. So I feel like I've just been able to be a lot more of myself. And so the comfort level that I've had with clients and just operating as a business coach, I think I have less fear and shame around it. Whereas in the past, I was like, Glow, like, why aren't you operating like everyone else? Why don't you have this big team like everyone else? Why don't you do the same course like I used to just shame, 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 like slap my hand, like, why can't you be like other people? You are different. You are not normal. You are, my goodness, a lot of ADHD is like grieving how you used to talk to yourself. We were always like just wondering like, why am I so different? Why can't I do things like everyone else? Why can't I be normal? So a lot of that self-love coming on the other side of the diagnosis has allowed me to be more abundant and vibrant and carefree with how I show up, and colorful even. So I think that's translating. So yeah, when I have in-person experiences, VIP weekends, retreats, boot camps, couples experiences, like I'm bringing more of that to my page. One, to show people like, here's what I actually do for the people that don't think that I work. And two, because it's fun to show people like this is what I get to call work. Yeah. Okay. And then the final content format, I would say it's like photos, snapshots, podcasts, reels, podcast clips, me and Stefan, everyday life. I don't know. But I just get to kind of fill in the blank and post kind of whatever I am feeling like that week. And so there's a lot of freedom and flexibility in these ranges of content. And then for those of you who are adding in an episodic series, that would probably take place of the reels, the talking head video reels, or the podcast clips. So just know that no matter what, you should always have some type of reels format. So reels is for new people to discover you. Carousels are for the current people to learn more about you and figure out how to trust you. Static photos, words, everything else, that's kind of like bonus. Reels, new people; carousels, current people. So you should always have an outreach and a current reach strategy where you're nurturing both. But if you're only posting reels, you might only be reaching new people and never really nurturing the ones that have already said, yes, I want to be in your community. Yes, I've opted into following you. Yes, bring me more. And a trial reel strategy that you can also do is take some of your top performing posts on Instagram, and you don't have to re-record them, but like redo the beginning so that you're saying, hey, have you ever done XYZ? And then you, boom, put that top performing post at the front, because it's all about the hooks for trial reels. If someone doesn't know who you are or what you do, you got to hook with that something. And then because you already have the data that it's a good performing post, you can just slap that on the back. If that sounds too technical, I'll make another video talking about that in detail. But yeah, that's really what it is. We do 3 content boot camps per year. So if you are looking to like work with me, where I just literally I creative direct, I even help you script, I even help you figure out the messaging, the marketing, I help you figure out what product to launch on the back end. If you want to work with me to do that in, I know we're going to do it in Bali for sure. There's a wait list in the video description at the link. Bali is for sure one. I'm going to say Croatia for number 2. I feel like Croatia is going to, I don't know, I just want to go back to Croatia. So let's say we're going to do Bali, Croatia, and let's say Morocco. Bali, Croatia, Morocco. So if any of those destinations sound appealing to you, um, yeah, click the link. I'm going to be announcing dates soon. And yeah, we'll kind of like do it on a rolling basis when it comes to spots. So yeah, I'm excited. I think this is an incredible opportunity. Again, a huge gap in the marketplace is with execution. People can teach information all day, but those of us who are willing to be scrappy on the ground, like getting dirty, doing the in-person activation, that's where the real, I think, transformation is actually happening. So I look forward to meeting more of you in person. As always, creative entrepreneur clarity over here, channel over here, lots of goods on both. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.